Wir sitzen jetzt zusammen mit Devin Townsend in der Peewee-Booth auf der Messe. Hier ist es schön akklimatisiert, es ist kühl, wir schwitzen nicht. Devin hat sich ein bisschen Zeit genommen und Devin, you will explain your new signature guitar that Peewee has made for you.
Yeah.
And maybe although the guitar is not already here physically, we may be able to talk about some...
I'll give you an overview of it before it gets here.
Right, that'd be awesome.
So basically I'm in the middle of a 4-record project, of which I just finished the last 2. Each record has a very different musical and visual aesthetic. The 3rd record, which basically the whole project is revolved around. Thanks so much, Andy. Yeah. The 3rd record, which the whole project has revolved around, has been this heavy metal record, essentially.
I know Key.
Yeah.
I heard that one. It's a great one.
Yeah, it's a sort of like quiet music in a certain way and sort of tentative, and Addicted
was 70s rock.
In a way, yeah.
Influence.
And then the Addicted, the 2nd record, was more like commercial-esque, but still sort of heavy, right? But it's all been leading up to this 3rd record, which is called Deconstruction, which is basically closure for me in terms of my connection to heavy music. And it doesn't mean I'm not going to do it from this point on, but with Strapping Young Lad, which was my last band, it was a very heavy band.
I know.
And then after finishing that, there's always been questions as to why don't you continue to do that? What's your motivation for quitting? We decided to make a guitar. They wanted to make a heavy metal guitar. So I thought, okay, well, this 3rd record will be the guitar that we focus on for, right? And so the whole record was recorded with this, and it's a 7-string, it's a baritone, 28-inch scale, 14-inch radius on the fretboard, ebony, it's glow in the dark on the side, got an EMG 81 7-string on it, and a Tune-O-Matic bridge. This particular one's made out of alder. The final, I think, will be a maple neck through with mahogany wings and a maple cap.
That's pretty fat.
That was kind of the idea.
Body.
Well, the idea, my favorite guitar for heavy sounds has always been like a Les Paul, right? And for the visual elements of it, I like flying bees. I mean, it's fun, right? But there's not enough mass to it in order for it to get a similar sound for me. So my whole idea was make it big. You know, let's make the body thick. Let's make it so there's more substantial wood components to it with being able to maintain that sort of shape, right? This has been one of the biggest points for me, is to get the ends of these V's protected. It's got the Shaler locking tuners, it's got a graphite nut, and it's a very simple guitar. The final one isn't going to have the single coil.
Well, that's the baritone, it's a 7-string neck through.
Well, that's
the thing. That simple. Well, it's not the kind of guitar that you play all right now.
Well, you see, the thing is, that's why it's specific to this 3rd record. I mean, and that's why I'm actually getting rid of the single coil, because I came to the point where I'm just I'm not going to play all right now on this. I'm not going to play, some sort of Beethoven-esque, classical piece. So I thought, live, I never use this. It was a cool experiment, but I never use it. And I think that also in terms of the teching, the people who have tech for me, I'm very rough on my instruments. And so the least amount of things that can go wrong is the better, considering that it is technically a little more complicated than just a V, right? But really, when it comes down to it, it's going to have one pickup, one volume knob, a bridge, and it's going to weigh, it weighs a fair amount, but I've always liked substantial feeling guitars, right? Now these things at the end, actually, me and my brother-in-law made it. I've always thought with V's, I'm I spend all this money on a V, and then you take it on tour, and you're changing your strings in a parking lot or backstage, and no stands fit it. So the tips always get hurt. So I've been talking to Peewee about it, and they've kind of been on the fence about whether or not they want to make the tips. So I had my brother-in-law make it. And on this one, it kind of did some flames, but all the V's now have these tips. And I think Peewee may make them, and if not, he'll make them for you. It's on my album, right? So.
Was ihm sehr wichtig gewesen ist, hat er eben erzählt, ist, dass das Problem bei einer Wii, wenn man sie auf Tour nimmt, ist halt genau diese Hörner, wenn man sie abstellt, die gehen kaputt. Die nehmen schnell Schaden. Er wollte auf jeden Fall Metallkappen hier drauf haben, dass man die einfach auch hinstellen kann und sagen kann, so, jetzt ziehe ich mir neue Seiten auf Was ihm weiterhin wichtig gewesen ist, dass der Body, der Korpus richtig fett ist wie bei einer Les Paul. Er bestand darauf, dass das Oldschool Peavey Logo drin ist. Also das Logo, was früher die meisten irgendwie von vor 15 Jahren noch kennen. Sehr simple Gitarre eigentlich, aber effektiv, ziemlich heavy, aber doch sehr ausgewogen. Und er sagt auch, darauf spielt man kein All Right Now von Free, das haben wir eben festgestellt. Das ist eher eine Gitarre wirklich halt für den richtigen Heavy Shit. Also,
I got that one.
You got that one. It's a metal guitar.
Yeah.
How much that guitar will be like
we're hoping
retail price?
We're hoping about 800.
800.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of okay pricing.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Is like we want to make something that's like cool, but we don't want it to be like ludicrous, right? So,
all right.
Yeah. But I mean, really, it's like other than like a big chunk of wood. I mean, it's like one pickup and like it's like a pretty straightforward instrument, right?
Through which amps do you run that guitar?
Fractal Axe Effects. It's like a digital modeling sort of process. It's very good. I mean, in all honesty.
Do you run that guitar? Is that your live gear?
Yeah, and studio. Fuck. It's like the whole works, man. Yeah.
Okay. Devin, thanks a lot.
Thank you for the interview, man. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.